Hey Ken, this is Al. I got your tool ready to go. Um, this is an older lock cylinder, very much like what you have in your bike, even older in fact, because it has the old style lock wafer. But I thought it'd be good to demonstrate your tool, and whenever I sell a tool, I try to do a demo of the actual tool that you're going to get to show that it does work. And this lock cylinder is an old one. I still haven't cleaned it out yet or lubed it, so it's full of the original gunky lube. It's very, very sticky, and it's kind of the torture test that I use, because it does have the original goopy grease in there, and it's very gummed up, and I intentionally have not cleaned it just so it makes it harder to use, I guess, when I demo the tools. So you can, if you like, you can take your tool and measure the 23.5 millimeters and put a mark on there. For a while there, I was using a scribe to put the depth on there. Some people were getting a little too aggressive with it, and that was putting a point where the tool fails on it. And then I was using Sharpie marker, and it wipes off with WD-40. So if you play with it, you really don't need a mark, but you know, to each his own. You can put a piece of tape there. So anyway, from the side, you can see where we need to go. We need to go, here's your lock wafer. We need to go about that deep on this one. And this tool is working really well. I'm happy to send it. And as you see, we're almost at a 90-degree angle on this, so don't be afraid to have it. You kind of need to have it canted up just a little bit. And with the original double cut key like what you have, they're easier to do than the side cut keys. So stick it all the way to the end like this here, and then drag it back, and you'll feel the 90-degree, or what I call the tooth of the tool. You'll feel it fall into the notch. As you draw it back, and it goes into the little canal, and it's in there now, I think. But I mean, obviously, originally you would just push straight down. As you just see, it goes down. It's hard to watch the screen and the lock cylinder at the same time. But see, it's in that canal now. And with the old style lock cylinder, that's why you can use just a paper clip or the original tool, because it would push down on the lock cylinder, the lock wafer, and then the lock cylinder would come out. So now, since we're in the neighborhood, we do need to be at the top of the area where we're at, and then begin to twist the tool to get some bite onto the side of the wafer, and you'll feel it. And then this is where we use the dragging motion, and you can either do the pivot method, which the new tool uses, or you can pull it straight down. Again, these are really easy to remove in the older cases. So back. The videos never work as good as real life. I go into the channel. There we go. And so look at the position of the tool. I'm at the top, angled down. You can see that I'm at the top, but the tool is angled down, and the lock wafer is fully depressed into the lock cylinder. Don't worry about these here, because they have no function right now, and you can even play with it. See, we're twisted, and I can play with it because it's the friction of this little tooth up against the side of the wall. See, and then it's pulling down on this, so it's in, twisted, and yeah, maybe a little bit canted. This is exaggerated, of course. Canted this way a little bit, and it sounds like a lot, but if you play with it, you'll get it. So we're gonna go in, can it up like this, and go diagonal. And if you just start playing with it, since you have so many to do, if you have a comfortable work area, garage or whatever, get yourself a cool drink and sit out there and work. If not, it's a fairly clean job except for the old grease. So, I've done it on, cold evenings here, which we call cold, or hot times. I'll do it in my lazy boy. I'll just put the saddlebag on my lap, and while I'm watching TV, and just kind of mindlessly fiddle away at it. And there is no spring tension on the lock cylinders holding them into the bag, but whatever it is holds them in. The tension on this, when you get it, they literally, the word I use is they jump out maybe 1/8 of an inch, and that's when you know you have it. And then you take it out. Do be careful to hold it like this, because the wafers and the springs will want to fall out, which is not the end of the world. And then, so then put it in a little dish or a top to a screw top jar or whatever, just to hold the pieces together. And you don't have to keep them separate, but you may, considering you have 4 to deal with. And just do your little assembly line. And again, feel free to give me a call. Saturday morning, I'm going to be tied up till probably 1 o'clock, or until it gets hot here, which should probably be before 1. Then I'd be happy to do a iPhone FaceTime call with you or whatever. So the first thing, of course, is you lube the lock cylinder, you move them, and then I pre-lube them myself with Vaseline if you don't have anything else, or get a little tube of white lithium grease from the hardware store, and put a fingerful of grease on both sides, and then use your tweezers or whatever you're going to use to put the springs in first, and then put some random wafers in here just to get a start, and then you can start your rekey process. And when you put the key in for rekeying, you need to be sure to insert the key all the way each time, because the key will go in, let's say 7/10 of the way, 8/10 of the way in otherwise, and you'll get it all the way done and it won't be locked. And so you have to literally push it in with your thumb all the way each time you do it, because it'll mess you up otherwise. Anyway, give me a call.